Hey, it's C from the future, and I am riding through town. And I wanted to come and I see you. I see you. I wanted to come and provide a little more context to today's video where I talk about living, or rather building a farm in a rural area. So when I say rural, I mean the country. I am talking about a Dollar General or a Walmart, but not a Target, where there is probably a gas station in town that you don't pay until after you've already filled up your tank, because there is no pay at the pump. So that's what I mean when I say rural. The country. Y'all know what the country is. And just a little trivia fact: the only states in this country that had an increase in their rural populations was Montana and Hawaii. Everywhere else in the country, people are leaving rural areas and going to the cities and suburbs. Hey y'all, it's your girl Farmer C at Green Heifer Farms. I just got through shutting everything down, making sure all of the plant babies were all nice and snug. And then I'm gonna run in and I'm gonna edit this video. So you're gonna get it today, right after I get done filming it. It's chilly out here. It is in the 40s, if I'm not mistaken, which is damn near subarctic to me. I like it warm. I don't like being cold. People who are like, oh, the fall. I love the colors. I love the idea of autumn. Winter just confounds me. I am from Children of the Sun. Thank you for joining. Those of you who are watching these videos, I really appreciate it. Those of you who take time to comment, let me know that they're helpful. Thank you. Those who have subscribed and, really engage. I really do appreciate it. Saying a lot. So today I wanted to talk about location. And I just wanted to share a few things about living in what is considered a more rural area. Rural area, number one, typically you are going to get more bang for your buck as far as acreage. Again, I have found in general, and from what I have learned from the research I've done, from talking to other people, is that typically acreage in a rural area is going to be less expensive. And there's several reasons for this. One, you're not as close to the amenities that you get in the urban environment. You don't necessarily have all of the infrastructure pieces in place. And people who live out in the country are more inclined to be in the agricultural space, raising animals, gardening, that kind of thing. But it's still considered very much rural, and is designated so by the USDA. So if you're looking into land, definitely find out what it's designated. Find out if it is located in any special federal designated areas. Like I happen to be in what's called an economic opportunity zone. So, some of the pros is that it is more of a blank slate. You can go into a rural area and you can be creative. They're going to let you get away with a lot more than, say, I could get away with my house in town where I have 2 HOAs, right? You don't have that kind of oversight necessarily in a lot of rural areas. Now, with that said, the con to that is you're going to see some weird stuff. You may see an old rusting school bus in somebody's yard. Like, you're going to see some stuff. You're going to see more symbols being shown. So, that's the con to that. For me, because I like to be away and I like privacy, that doesn't really bother me. As long as I can get to my little spot. Let me get to my place. I'm good. So another thing about being in a rural area is what I mentioned before regarding the infrastructure. You may not have the convenience of just latching on to the municipal resources. You know, if you move into town, you move into the city, you call the electric company and boop, your lights are on. You don't have to get poles, you don't have to get lines ran, you don't have to get boxes installed and permits and all of that. When you're in the country, if you're out in the rural area, there's a chance that you're going to be more involved with dealing with government offices and tax folks and all these extras, you know, utility people, because you're going to have to put the infrastructure in yourself. And, you know, there's a cost consideration with that. So definitely, it's not always cheaper just because you can get more land. It really depends on how you're trying to live. And the more creature comforts you want, the more expensive it can be. So, for example, here, I'm not in the area where I can just call the internet company and say, come get me some internet. It took weeks to get it turned on because they had to run lines. Those are things to think about. Even down to the sewage, even down to trash. There's no rolling the can out to the corner. You take your trash to the dump. Yeah. You're not gonna go and see a whole bunch of biodegradable this and, you know, recycle this, compostable this. That's not how they roll. That's not how they roll. You're gonna go, it's gonna be some Palmolive and some Dawn. Which one you want? There's no 7th generation or anything like that. So that's another thing about living in the country. Another thing I will mention about being in a rural area is that everybody knows everybody and they do be in your business. Even though I have a lot of space and peace and quiet, trust me, I got a neighbor that be on it. I get my text messages, I get phone calls. Hey, did you know that there's a bloop, bloop, bloop? Truck is not, you know, da-da. She be on it and I appreciate it. So even though no one's next to me and I don't hear my neighbor's voice in my house, there are definitely eyes on you in the country. Now, a con to that is if you're not necessarily considered an insider or one of, you know, that community, that can be challenging. And that varies from area to area. Some communities are happy for people to come in and, you know, try to do positive things, and some aren't gonna like you on sight just because it's you. They're just not. And so that can be challenging, especially if you're the type of person that does want that social engagement. Then that definitely can be challenging, I think. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe. Let me know if you're considering moving to a rural area or if you live in a rural area and there's some other things you want to share. I didn't go into, go deep into a couple of areas I could have, but I did want to give an overall view from my point of view of considerations if you are interested in going more rural. So hopefully it was helpful. All right, see y'all tomorrow in the next video. Bye.